Hello everyone, welcome to Englishfloww. In this video, I'm going to talk about how someone can start his English speaking journey with learning or speaking, whatever. Okay, now, how do we start learning or inculcating or imbibing new things in your life? How do we do that? We have tried all the methods, right? Recently I was speaking to many people, and everyone says the same concept that we have tried all the methods, nothing is working with us, whether it is reading books or watching English movies or any other method which someone suggested them. Okay, now why it is not working? First we have to figure out that, right? Because we have already tried all the methods, nothing is working. Now again, if I tell you the same method, it is not going to work with you, or it is there is no use of it. So we are not going to tell that method, but it is going to be the different method. Before telling that method, first we'll figure out why it is not working, what are the methods we were trying. The first reason why it is not working is, see, when someone says you have to read a book or watch English movies to learn a language, what do we do directly? We take a random book, whether we like it or we don't like it. We don't consider all those things. Just like that, we take a book and we start reading. When we cross second page itself, we find it difficult to read or proceed further. Then what do? We quit. Done. Let's take the other concept, which is watching movies. We might be interested in watching some sort of movies, but we randomly pick a movie is not of which is not in our category of watching movies. Then we started watching that movie. That might be the scenario. It might be 5 minutes or 10 minutes. We might think that no, I'm getting bored, I don't want this movie, I'm feeling that monotonous, no, I'm not going for this. Yes, this might happen. Not this might happen, this is what is happening. And you know what is the reason behind all of this? The reason is very simple thing, which is concentration. Now I'll give you the scenario why it is happening. Let's consider that I'm reading a book and I'm very much interested in reading that book, and I'm going for the fourth page, I think. Okay, let's consider like that. When I'm reading a book like that, I do get a notification in my mobile. All of a sudden, what do? Whatever the concentration I'm having with my book, suddenly it gets disconnected. It gets detached. Okay, whatever the attachment I had with my book, it gets detached. Directly I open my mobile and I click the notification, and it might be the waste thing which I have clicked on in my life. Maybe the notification I'm telling, I'm not saying the mobile, the notification which I clicked, but I click on that. Once I click on that, do you think that I after recognizing that it is useless, let me get back to book? No, I don't do that. Not only me, most of us, what do? The next thing, okay, anyways I open the mobile, right, let me go to social media once and I come back. When you click social media, do you think that within 2-3 minutes you come back? At least it would take 30 minutes for you, if not then at least 10 minutes. That is what is happening. That is where we don't get interest in whatever we do. Okay, now how do we overcome that? So whatever the method I'm going to tell you, it is not the new method I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you how the method will work. What if we do the right practice to make it work? What is the right practice? Okay, now if you want to learn a language, do this consistently. The consistency makes or plays a vital role in this concept. Okay, if you are learning a language, especially or English, okay, the first thing which you have to do is you have to allocate a time slot for learning a language. Now the time slot is just a minute per day for next 7 days. Just be clear, just a minute per day for the next 7 days. Now you might be thinking, what do I do in that 1 minute? Okay, now I'll tell you a story where it struck in my mind. It is good story. The thing is, once a famous speaker was asked by a person, sir, if I give you time 1 minute and you have to deliver a speech in that minute, how many days or how many hours do you need to prep or prepare for that? The speaker said that if it is 1 minute of speech, I would take 3 to 5 months. Then the person who asked the question raised the next question. He asked, what if it is 5 minutes? He said it would take 1 to 2 months. Fine. Then what about 1 hour of speech? Which means 1 hour of speech you can deliver. He said directly, why to wait? Come, directly we can go and speak. Yes, it happens like this. When we are given more time, you can speak whatever you want. From that, whatever they want, they can grasp. We are given more time. But what is the concept I'm telling you is just a minute. In that minute, you can't waste time only. You have only just 60 seconds. In that 60 seconds, you have to make it something that gives you fruitful results. Okay, so what do we do in that 1 minute? Now you might ask me a question that, see, even the great speaker needs more time when the time is short. Now, how do we search something in a minute and how do we practice that in a minute? Yes, if you have that problem, we got you covered in Englishflow app. And it should be very clear that if you are giving a time slot, it should be in that particular time slot. Not that today you're practicing at 8 o'clock, tomorrow you're practicing at 7 o'clock. It should not be like that. Rather, it should be like this. If you're practicing something for a minute, which means learning English, it should be 8 to 8:1 means for the next 7 days, it should be 8 to 8:1 only. Means 8 o'clock to 8:1. Beyond that, you should not do, which means you should not overdo also. If you cross that 1 minute, just close whatever the practice you are doing. Now, what do we do in Englishflow and how do we help you to do that? Open the Englishflow app by exactly 8 o'clock and you might see 1 minute challenge in the first banner itself. Click on that and you would be given a challenge for a minute. Try to solve it and that's it. After a minute, close the app. You need not to open the app again for the till next day. Just close the app and go. Don't overdo anything. Okay, now what happens, I'm gonna tell you. The thing is, if you can practice this for next 7 days, after 7 days, your mind gets trained for that. Okay, exactly, it is like a ritual. 8 to 8:1, I'm gonna practice English in Englishflow app. Then after 7 days, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do the same thing? No, we have a muscle memory, something where we get into the process of monotonous or it is going to be screwed up. We are not going to do the process. Next, we are going to change the process. If we are going with the process of 1 minute per 7 days, we are going to increase it. Since we practiced it for 7 days, our mind gets trained for that and it says that, okay, every day I am coming here and I spend 1 minute per day. Why can't I increase it for 2 minutes? What if it is 5 minutes? What if it is 10 minutes? Now what happens? Mind is already trained. For the most of the reason why we are not doing things is because of our brain. Brain cheats us. Brain try to impose something which is not good for us. But in this case, mind itself will tell us, do this, it is good for you. That's how when you try to check the things will work for you. And if you could practice this 7 days and if something works for you, you can write us even in YouTube comments. If not, then you can directly write us in the Englishflow app itself. We have a feedback section, you can write to us and based on that we are planning for the next step. And this is the first step. I hope the video is helpful for you and try to do this a method which is 1 minute challenge and that should be the particular slot in a particular in a day. Okay, thank you for listening to me all this time. Bye bye, take care.